Well, I just wanted to be a good example. And it was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second. I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
But what do you think of the Diddy documentary?
I hated it.
You hated it?
I hated it.
Why?
Because there was nothing new. Right? I mean, the only new stuff was the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
I think it was like well put together.
Yeah.
For 50 Cent to have spearheaded the whole thing. But I hated the whole thing. There was no new information in it.
Yeah, a lot of the people I've already interviewed.
Yeah, it was more like a smear campaign. I'm like, bro, like, what are we trying to prove here? We already know who he is. He's a monster. He's in jail. I think it was pointless. But I get 50's reason for doing it. But it was whack to me.
A new wave of allegations is shaking Hollywood to its core. And this time, it's different. A Netflix documentary is pulling back the curtain on one of the most powerful moguls in music history, Sean "Diddy" Combs. But what's sending shockwaves through the industry are resurfaced videos involving a teenage Justin Bieber, and the lawsuit that started it all filed by Cassie. Is this the unraveling of a decades-long empire? Or is this a coordinated takedown of a music icon?
At what point did you feel that Cassie was being forced to do this, that this was being done against her will, that, you know, she was suffering through these situations, or was she honestly enjoying it? I mean, as men, we know when a woman is enjoying being with us as opposed to like, they're not really into us.
Yeah, so the answer to both questions is actually no. I didn't feel her that she was distressed in any way. But as much as my ego wants to say, yeah, she was feeling me, she was loving it or whatever, it was clear she's doing it for her man. But not from a point of, I never got, he's making me do it, right? I got, this is what he likes, this is what turns him on, I'm gonna hold my man down. And my vibe with her was so cool, I never saw it as, hey, look, I'm into this guy or not, but it's like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, this is the guy I'm comfortable with making this happen for. And you know, with all of the details coming out, I'm like, I'm tripping because I literally for all that time believed I was the only guy they were doing this with. Like I believed the story from day one. It was her birthday, they was trying something new, and now when they wanna try this, I'm the go-to guy. And I was really walking around like to the few, because I didn't tell many people, but the few people I spoke to, I'm walking around like, yeah, you know, I'm Cassie's boy toy. You know, Diddy got all his girls, you know what I'm saying? Diddy got all his girls, but so I'm the guy that, yo, baby, you get a treat. And I'm the guy, like, I was just gassed for no reason, man. No.
They don't know how to be with real men. God bless Cassie. Cassie got blessed. She got lucky. Because usually after dealing with those kind of perverts and weirdos, it's hard to be with a real man again.
They said that Cassie wasn't with Diddy. She didn't live with Diddy for the whole 10 years.
I know.
Right.
Some girlfriend. He was living with Kim half of that time. But he really didn't live with anyone. So once again, where are these relationships? It sounds like, you know, he rented women until he was done.
Can you explain to the people
Lisa
why Cassie, why would Cassie stay there the whole 10 years? Like, could she escape that all when she didn't live with him? Like,
did you see?
Like,
did you see her trying to leave the hotel?
Yeah.
For over 3 decades, Diddy built an empire. From Bad Boy Records to fashion, television, and billion-dollar deals. He helped launch careers. He controlled rooms. He defined eras. But in late 2023, everything changed. Cassie, his former partner of over a decade, filed a federal lawsuit alleging abuse, coercion, and control during their relationship.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second.
A 2022 interview from Justin Bieber has resurfaced in the wake of Diddy's legal drama. In the sit-down with Zane Lowe 4 years ago, Justin isn't talking about the disgraced media mogul directly, but his past trauma in the music industry, his album changes, and being a newlywed to wife Haley.
I think that I was just, living in this shame, living in all this sort of stuff of my past, and I wasn't able to move on.
Talk of the video comes after footage of Diddy and Justin also resurfaced on social media recently.
Not anyone could just be in the position that I'm in.
Video shows Diddy alongside teenage Justin, leaving people to speculate if, at the time, he subjected the pop star to his alleged freak-offs.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time.
You're gonna hear about my party, they're gonna be shutting them down, they're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we wanna have a good time.
During the Zane Lowe interview, Justin breaks down in tears when talking about wanting to protect Billie Eilish, who at the time quickly rose to superstar status.
Well, I just wanted to be a good example, and it was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. I just wanted to protect her, I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
When it comes to what Justin thinks of Diddy's allegations, a source tells ET Justin's not focused on what is going on with
The lawsuit alleged years of manipulation and abuse. Within 24 hours, the case was settled privately. Diddy has denied wrongdoing, but the filing opened floodgates. More lawsuits followed. More names surfaced. And then, old videos began resurfacing.
Reason.
Well, Cassie talked about how, these male escorts would urinate in her mouth. Did you ever do that?
Nah, man. I mean, what I described was literally what it was every single time. I heard some of the testimony too, and, I can honestly say I didn't experience anything past what they call vanilla sex.
Okay.
There was nothing, crazy about it.
And you and Diddy never had any words together, interactions, conversations, anything?
Bro, the crazy thing about it is we never had eye contact.
Huh.
The first time I had eye contact with him was walking out of the courtroom after my testimony.
Okay. When did it stop?
Around March of 2015.
Okay. And how long did it go by that point? That was 3 years, I guess?
It started September of 2012 and then ended March of 2015.
And the total sessions was what, about 12 or so?
I'm estimating. I estimate 8 to 12. I don't know exactly. I was assuming the federal government was going to tell me, because...
Yeah, it went bad.
Did you see her try to leave the hotel?
Yeah,
She
she's probably tried that before.
She didn't have no shoes on. That's how bad she was trying to get out of there. She ran out without shoes on.
Come on.
And then they want to say, oh, well, it was sped up. And it.
At the time, it seemed playful. A powerful mogul mentoring a rising star. But today, the clip is being viewed through a very different lens. Justin Bieber was 15 years old. Social media exploded with questions. What exactly did 48 hours mean? Was it industry mentorship? Or something more complicated?
Excited to have babies with you, enjoy, just celebrate, all the amazing things that we've been given. Because we are blessed, babe. We are, man. there's so much pain in the world, and we don't understand why, and there's so much things that are so unexplainable. But what is the reality? We are blessed.
What's happening with Puffy? I know you're not really tapped in, but what
the last thing I saw was like a guy there. He was like, "Yo," he like pushed me into the truck. It really hurt, and he sodomized me. Like he sodomized me. I was like, "Yo, look, I could find other things to do for money."
Did you see the video?
I could find other things to do for money. But I'm not sure I can say that for money. Like somebody pushed me.
How much is this guy trying to get?
I don't know. Like it's a simple suit situation, but it's like
20 mil. I can say it.
You still have the blackest face out. You still have to mimic his voice because he's like,
but his voice wasn't even that different.
And a little deeper. I was like almost like, no, that's you, young buck.
Yo,
I almost felt like it was him. I almost knew who it was. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, that's Buck. You trying to get his money right.
Yo, you can't say that dudes are having sex with other dudes, bro. The internet might come for you.
You
Yo,
say
sweet love.
Yeah, you gotta say make sweet love.
That's young buck breaking right there.
Make sweet love.
There's rules to rap beef now, bro. Not in your day.
Well, I'm saying like, God, man, why is your homeboy so close to you when you come out of there? Look like you guys just made sweet love. I'm gonna say sweet love instead of anything that says.
To me, that's better because they're gonna try to make it something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was smart. Like I didn't think about that.
Justin wasn't the only teenage artist connected to Diddy. Usher has previously spoken about living with him at 13. In interviews, Usher described the environment as curious and said he witnessed things he didn't fully understand at that age.
It made it look a lot worse than what it is. So he jogged, butt naked in a towel, out into the hallway, and kicked her slow. and he, when he hummed the bass at her, when he got her back in the room, that happened slow too, huh? And it's still connected. Interesting. This is ridiculous, is it not?
It is. And are you even surprised that Cassie is testifying in that much detail that she's doing?
No. And the thing is she's probably not giving a lot of detail. How many times have I told y'all with all the things that I've said, I ain't even said nothing yet? I got a feeling Cassie's living in that world right now. There are going to be things she's never going to say. There are things I'm sure she don't ever want to remember again. But when other...
I say things to the borderline, like, I'm like, oh my God, you're in trouble.
You?
Like, all the time. Because I just say...
Nah, but you got close when he offered to take you shopping.
Yeah, you see, Amika's in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not Photoshop.
But the controversy doesn't stop at personal allegations. Maze has publicly accused Diddy of unfair business practices, claiming he was paid $20,000 for publishing that later generated millions. Diddy denies these claims.
I'm just saying to you. No, stop. Stop it, man. You set that up. Look, we set that up. There's he's in the same shirt.
What do you mean he's in the same shirt?
He obviously was not offended by what I was offended by. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like you go, I'm like, nah, it was odd. Like, this is some of the things that people say, like girls, guys may say to a girl, like, let me take a shot. See?
Damn.
They found it that quick.
What do you think is happening in the middle?
I don't know what is going on.
Wow,
there.
they found Kendrick and Whiteface.
You can't dress up Kendrick like that. Oh, you can't dress him up like that. That's like the white chicks movie, bro. You can't do that.
Yeah, that was comedy. That was good.
Yeah, but that
get away with Whiteface.
That's obviously doing shopping. They got the same outfit.
Yeah, it's true.
In public.
Yeah, that's a nice shirt. That's a nice shirt. All right, so when he said the shopping line in real life, what did you say?
I said, let me get away from him. Because it was like, he was like, yo, you hot now. Now we got to hang out now. Like, hang out.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know, maybe I'll take you shopping and I get you some flash and you could give me the hood shit. And I was looking and I was like, let me just move away from him because I'm gonna mess up the wedding. I always say to myself, like,
it was someone's wedding?
It was Chris Lighty's wedding. It was in Miami. No reason.
As of now, multiple civil lawsuits remain active. Federal investigations have been reported. Diddy has denied all allegations and calls them sickening and financially motivated. No criminal conviction has been made, and all parties remain legally innocent unless proven otherwise.
Men show interest in you, and you show interest in them, and they are threatened, bullied, assaulted, terrorized away from you, then what?
Thanks. So
What do you do? No, seriously. You're involved with a man who was running around carte blanche, law enforcement, impervious to, and every time you try to move on, the man, see, I know what this is like. I know what it's like.
So Jackie,
I'll never forget the first time I had met someone that I really liked. After I had walked away from my Illuminati-approved marriage. I really liked him. And the second that people found out it was serious, the conversation that I had to have with him, and he told me about the envelope that was dropped off to him. Unfavorable things that I didn't remember because all of that footage was taken while I had been pharmaceuticaled out against my will.
That somebody becomes powerful in their life, then they have all of these porn websites that you visited. I truly think this, especially people who think their data is safe and they're constantly online. You can see how these websites like Pornhub are encouraging people to look at more frequent and also more disturbing types of porn. Like essentially, they exist to pervert your tastes. And then I think people become more and more perverted. They hit weird links. And then in the background, you have people that are collecting that data so that if you ever make it in life, they can go, oh, but we caught you looking at this kind of porn. Now we control you. No matter what you think, I think we can all acknowledge now that pornography is a weapon of mass spiritual and political control. I don't care. Everyone got mad at me when I said months ago, ban porn. That's what I believe. It should be banned. And I believe that because I've looked into the history of it. Here's the
The music industry has always protected its power players. But history shows silence doesn't last forever. Is this accountability or a media storm? The truth may take years to fully surface, but one thing is certain. The empire is no longer untouchable.
Damn, nobody knows this because I looked at him like, yo. You heard what he just said, right? He's like, yo, certain things they let it go by because it's Puff. Like they would look, like he would say stuff, and it's like he wasn't like in the closet, he was like in the hallway. Now you see so much shit that you go, wait. No, this was visible,
He was in the hallway. We saw the video. We saw that video.
It comes out later. You're like, that's not the closet. That's the hallway. He didn't give a fuck. Like, you can tell that he was already...
Nah, New York is dope. Because when Fab, he was like, yo, Fab, we ain't party. Fab was like, nah, we partying tonight.
He's like, no, like, but he didn't party. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, they let that one go? Like, I had to say something about it later because I was like, oh, it was first.
What did it feel like all these years, you being the only one calling this out?
I look like I've been the crazy guy for a long time.
They said you're a hater. They said you're crazy.
You do this. Yeah, and now everybody's complaining. My ass is hurting. There's all this shit that's coming.
50, you can't make jokes about it.
No.
The internet might come for you, bro.
All I'm saying
it might come from you.
You see it now. All of these complaints. People were damn, they were raped and pillaged. This was what was going on, right? And what do I get for I went through years of a hater. You're a hater. You want this and that. I'm just watching. Like, I look at things and go, when you see the new lawsuit coming with Jay, the part with Jay, I go, oh shoot, like. Then I think about it, I go, that had to be there. So when I was saying that he was missing, he just wasn't actively being out there because they was dealing with that.
Wait, do you think there's truth to the Jay thing? There's no way.
Like that, look, you know, like if you say, I have this thing where I'm conflicted when it takes you 20 years to remember something happened to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I go, so 10 years, 20 years later, that comes back. And it's like all of Puff's problems are coming from the ministers touching little boy.
Subscribe for more investigative Hollywood breakdowns. Watch next, Justin and Hailey relationship update.
Exactly what this book is about, and there has been no greater example of that recently than the Diddy case, which follows another explosive development yesterday. Now, let me tell you, it's been long suspected since it happened, since she died in, I would say, rather mysterious circumstances, that Diddy had something to do with the death of his ex-partner and the mother to his children, a woman named Kim Porter. Now, what happened was she mysteriously died of pneumonia at the age of 47. Not the typical way that a 47-year-old goes out, especially just when they are about to publish a tell-all book on their very famous ex, Diddy. That's what happened to Kim. She died of pneumonia at the age of 47 years old. Well, guess what? It was just announced yesterday that Kim Porter's book is being published. It's a 60-page book entitled Kim's Lost Words. It claims to be a collection of the diaries of Kim Porter, the mother of Diddy's children, and it was leaked by her friends. Now, the person who's publishing is saying that he received a thumbnail from one of the friends who was very scared, and it is heavily implied they believe that Diddy had something to do with her death. In the book, Porter allegedly recounts this.
What you mean? The laws are the way they are because Because
of the priests.
The priests touching little boys.
Why are we looking at me, bro? I just go to church. I just go to church, right? I have nothing to do with this. I have an alibi.
That's why the laws allow me to go that far back.
Turn away from you right there. I'm just a Catholic kid.
You said you've been diddled, dude.
No. What's the body of Christ taste like? That's sacrilegious. You can't do that.
He's like, yo, drink my blood.
So it is crazy when after 20 years they come out. That shit is foul.
But with Puffy, you were the only one saying anything for decades.
Yeah, because we had our own little thing.
But you were the only. Everybody else was scared.
Huh?
But everybody else was scared. So you think maybe this is a similar thing where everybody else is scared? I don't know what it is. I'm just asking.
I think that they're scared.
But if they're scared, then maybe that's why I'm thinking.
But you've been insinuating Jay-Z a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you've been saying people are gonna come for him a little bit.
No, I thought he would do funky stuff like the Super Bowl. Like it was not okay for me to be at the Super Bowl.
Oh, he tried to cut that.
Yeah, he didn't want me to. Well, they worked to make like there was an issue with me in the NFL that doesn't exist.
So he did the corporate way of trying to keep you down. Oh, it's not me. It's